Errol Spence, he had a torn retina, he had to get pulled out of that fight against Pacquiao. What do you think of all that?
Only thing I can do is listen what you said to me and listen what I've heard. But that's conversation, and that's what they said happened. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not true. I like Spence. I respect Spence. I know he always ready. But I just think, I just have some suspicions about this whole thing, to be honest with you. Because I just think that the way it manifests and came out suddenly real fast and no one knew it before, is to me, it just, and I've been around a long time, and I understand certain things that's said because of other things. I'll just say stay tuned if you hear something else other than what everyone was given or was told. I think it's more to the story than what it is. But if it's true, I just wish him a speedy recovery, but I had to say that first because I want to be the first one that people say, well, what did I know that everybody else didn't know, or what did I know that few other people did know, but nobody was bold enough and brave enough to say it. And again, if it's the case, then I think we all should see it.
What do you think might be the other issue? Maybe not the eye, or
It could be a lot of issues. It could be business. It could be lack of. It could be a lot of things. I mean, the whole thing is right now is considered, this was been told, and most people probably will believe it, and most people will never even dare to question it or say, well, give me a little details.
Wow. Those are the words of Bernard the Executioner, the alien, Hopkins. And once again, we have another doubter of Errol the Truth Spence. I know yesterday I made a video, which I took down, about Errol Spence and the position of the eye. And it appeared like it was his right eye, but it was actually his left eye, which you can flip and things like that. That's been counterpunched, you know, it has been taken down. It's been addressed, right? You know, but the motive never changed, okay? And because I did another video before that, and the motive never changed as far as who does it benefit to have an injury or to not fight right now. It benefits Fox. It benefits Al Heyman. And eventually it will benefit Errol Spence if he gets the fight based on what happens in this fight. You know, I feel that Bernard Hopkins, coming from a guy like that knows the ins and outs, that heard and done and seen and witnessed the crookedness of this business, I think he knows more than he knows. But you know, he's quick to. It was subtle. It was subtle, and a lot of people think, well, hey, how convenient was it for Dennis Ugas to step in 2 weeks' notice? You know, just like Pacquiao stepped in 20 years ago against Leduapa, those type of things, you know, and like how convenient was that? And it was very convenient. And I made a comparison of Canelo yesterday. A lot of people, you know, agreed. A lot of people did not. But it does make you think on what Fox wants, what PBC Fox really wants. And I believe what they really wanted. I think they are eager to get bigger fight purses, more fighters on their networks, but they're not trying to. They don't want. I feel Fox PBC with Al Heyman, I don't think that they feel they need to merge with anybody to have any type of fight. Not ESPN, not DAZN, not any of that. Fox wants full control of a lot of things, and they want the biggest fighters. And I think Bernard Hopkins sees that, hey, you know, I don't really believe it. You know, of course, he said his doubts first. Not, hey, I hope he gets better, But no, he said, no, I think based off what you said, I don't really believe that. I question it. I question the legitimacy of it, because he's seen it happen before, unless he knows something that we don't. And if that's the case, I think he should have said that in the interview, because he said that he was brave enough to come forth with that information. Like, hey, someone has to say it. It might as well be me. Well, he's not the only one, but he is a guy of importance. That's Bernard Hopkins, okay, the promoter of Golden Boy. Now, mind you, it is Golden Boy, okay, and Golden Boy had their own beef with Premier Boxing Champions, so Fox PBC. So if you wanted to go that route, okay, fine, but, it still doesn't really... A lot of things are too convenient. So I can understand why Bernard Hopkins is feeling that way. Okay? Because Errol Spence, he takes a vacation, right? While Manny Pacquiao, old as he is fighting someone he didn't intend to fight. And again, you have to look at why Canelo Alvarez, being who Canelo Alvarez is, having a team around him, wanted a guarantee just in case some shit like that happened, because it happened to Manny Pacquiao. Okay? If you can't get Canelo, get Manny. And it just shows you the urgency and the desperation of these networks to get certain fights done, to get certain fights and certain fighters stretched on and presented once again on their network. My thing is, again, it doesn't really bother me how it really is. If Errol Spence was really hurting, Dennis Ugas was just there because he was going to fight on the undercard. We all know that. So it wasn't like he just popped out of nowhere. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. But for them to just place them easily together and everybody to agree that quickly, it does sound suspicious. It does. But at the end of the day, the concern is, who we should be more concerned with, as anything, is Manny Pacquiao. Because Manny Pacquiao is from another era. He's 42 years old. He'll be 43 in a few months. And let's look at it for what it is. Manny Pacquiao won't be around forever. The whole thing is, you have to consider the welfare of Manny Pacquiao. Okay? See, understand something. Manny Pacquiao has been through wars. I mean wars. At the beginning of his career, at the peak of his career, in the trenches of his career. And now he's doing it again. His last fight was a war. His last fight was a competitive fight. Yes, he won that fight, but you think it didn't take something out of him? Anytime you go in that ring, it takes something out of you. You will never be 100% the same when you're going out of that ring versus when you're going into that ring. And people need to consider the fact and the welfare of Manny Pacquiao, because he's not a guy. This is entertainment. It's entertainment. And they suffer, fight, bleed for our entertainment. And someone like Manny Pacquiao versus someone like Floyd that got out of the game, 6 years ago. Yeah, he's fighting guys for a sport with people that are not even a part of the sport of boxing. He doesn't take punishment and stuff like that. No, he doesn't. Not like the degree that Manny Pacquiao does. Because Mayweather never got knocked out either, did he? He never been stopped, knocked out. He got cut one fight, and that was the Maidana fight, the Maidana 1 fight. Okay, so again, Manny's been fighting 6 years since then. 6 years. Okay, and that was in 15. This is 2021. 6 years later, this man is still fighting, and he's still fighting these young boys, these young cats. And I got to tell you, that's not really smart. That's not a intelligent thing to do. It's ballsy. It's courageous. You know, you might look at him legend, but what does that do to Manny Pacquiao at the end of the day? Yeah, they can stretch fights and create new fights and new opportunities for other guys and this, that, and the other. Yeah, you can do that shit all day, but at the end of the day, please consider the older fighter. Please consider that guy that's not destined to be there. Don't take Manny Pacquiao for granted, okay? Because Manny Pacquiao obviously don't know when to stop. If he looks at it as a passion, he ain't gonna stop. You know, regardless of how good he does. When you get older, it takes you longer to recover, as he admitted it himself. As any other fighter will tell you, the older you get, the longer it takes you to bounce back. Okay, your reflexes are not there. You know, when you're young, you feel you're invincible. Manny Pacquiao got knocked out in 2008. You know how long ago that was? 8 to 18, that's 10 years. That's 14 years ago. He got knocked out December 8th. Now, I just want to give you guys an example and what people thought. Yo, he needs to retire. He got knocked out cold. You think that can't happen again? Let's just be real. You think that can't happen to him at 42? And if it happens again at 42, you think he can bounce back like he did 14 years ago? That's not cool, okay? And a lot of people, regardless if it's true or not, this is the main point. Let's look after our fighters. Let's make sure that Manny Pacquiao don't get hurt, busted, beat up. I know the name of the game, but at the end of the day, consider the older fighter. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Bernard Hopkins' suspicions of Manny Pacquiao and Errol the Truth Spence and this whole debacle. Was Spence really injured? Bernard Hopkins don't really think so. You guys leave your comments below. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.